Hello, tubers! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and thank you for tuning in to Cooper's Thai Adventures. If you find this useful, helpful in any way, please hit the like and subscribe button. Definitely helps out the channel. And today's topic is snowbirds. So I'm a Canadian snowbird. I used to winter in Florida. I think this would apply to, my USA friends from the northern states that also, probably wintered somewhere south for the winter months. And, probably the number one reason I personally decided to go to Florida for the winter was the climate. And I did that, I started in, I think, 96 doing that. And it was beautiful in the winters in Florida compared to the winters in Canada. So, and I think most people, that's definitely up there as their priority as to why they would want to get away from their, northern climates, snow, and such for those winter months. I know as a kid growing up, probably like the rest of us, it was great. You played in the snow, you was on the outdoor rinks, every chance you had. But as I got older, Jesus, I didn't think I'd care for the snow much anymore. And I got to a point where I said, if I don't ever see snow again, that'll be fine with me. So that was my reason for starting in Florida. Over the years, like everything else, I started to see the prices go up and up and up. And I was fortunate enough I could buy a property in Florida, and I did that. But along with that came, again, carrying costs for, 6 months of the year that continually were going up and up and up. But anyways, that leads me to, my advice to any snowbird. I'd forget Florida, forget Texas, forget Arizona, and I'd come to Thailand, recommend that, as I did. And again, for the number one reason, I find the climate here actually ideal compared to the climate back home where I would have been, this time of year, December, with snow and, overcast. It gets overcast in Canada a tremendous amount. So, there was weeks you wouldn't see sun, or if you did, it was blips for minutes. But here it's absolutely beautiful weather. A little more humidity in certain parts of the year because I am here, on a retirement visa, so it's long term. But snowbirds typically, we're looking at 3 to 6 months vacations away from home country, say. So this is kind of where I'm directing this at today. And I think for that reason, the weather, you'll find it absolutely ideal compared to your home state or home province in Canada. A few reasons why you would look at doing this in Thailand. Well, besides the weather, your food choices here are dynamite. I didn't have a lot of exposure to Thai food, in Canada, just, wasn't my cup of tea, I guess. But when you get here, boy, you start to say, that doesn't look too bad. And the key is here that I really love is they make it in front of you. It's fresh as a daisy. So, you don't have any issues or worry that way. And these stalls are packed typically. Well, packed, I mean, hey, there's always transactions going on. So the food's always, getting turned over, which I like. Food choices are great. The medical care, I've had a couple instances where I've needed to attend the hospital situations here, and state of the art. So impressed. If you check back on the prior videos, you'll see, the reasons I was in there, what I experienced, and the prices, which were, again, very phenomenal. Accommodations, terrific. Similar to what I would have experienced in Florida had I been renting. I was in a park where, it was a mobile park, but you own the land and the mobile, and it was a fair size, so it had everything I needed. But here you have these, I'm in a condo, and it's absolutely great for the value. So there's lots of accommodation choices. And then, as well, your public transport. Lots of choices, whether you'd take the public buses. It's called the bot buses at 10 baht a trip, and they'll take you to the major areas, the malls. There's routes, you'll learn those, but scooter rentals would be another option for you. But really, taking Bolt, which is the local taxi companies, so to speak, Uber, call it in the West, the prices are phenomenal. And you can get a taxi ride for $3, $2, $4, depending on your distance. So, you don't really need to own a vehicle here, I found, especially if you're looking at the 3 to 6 month. But again, the biggest reason I think you'd see, and when you get here to decide this is for me for the winters going forward, is the value. The prices are phenomenal compared to what I experienced back in Canada as well as in the States. And I'm saying 20 to 25% for as good a value in the West you'll pay here for in Thailand. So tremendous savings on anything you'd be looking at, whether it's the food choices, accommodation, medical care costs are ridiculously low in my opinion, and again, public transport. So, the value, the money you'll save. It's funny, I met a Canadian couple from PEI, and they used to winter in Arizona, but like everything else, the prices were going up and up and up. And I always remember, and they'd been doing that for similar to my situation over 20 years. And they said, Brooke, it was getting to a point we were almost forcing ourselves to go. And but they decided after watching Cooper's video, hey, let's try Thailand. And they initially came for I think a 4-month stay it is. And but boy, after like 2 weeks, I met them at the pool, and they said, Jesus, we're going back to sell everything. We're coming back here. Now they're staying till May, but they absolutely loved it. They couldn't believe the values, and they said, like they're in a 1-bedroom condo similar to me, probably around $400 a month on average, $400 to $450. They said the least expensive condo, now they were talking a 2-bedroom in PEI, which is where they're from, was $2,300 a month. And that simply keeps going up and up and up. So the values here for that situation, what is it? It's, hey, you want to get away for a 3 to 6 month holiday every year. You're a snowbird, whether it's northern states or the provinces in Canada where the weather's not ideal in the winter. Definitely consider Thailand because of the values and the things that are here for you. What do you do when you get here? Well, there's lots of things to do. In our area, Jomtien, it's near the beach, so you've got, which I used to be in Florida, so I'd be walking the beach often. You've got golf, tennis, badminton, deep sea fishing. There's pretty well everything you could imagine that you could do when you're away from your home country in those other southern states, say, you can do here in Thailand. There's lots of groups, lots of expats, so you can get into communities. I was at a church the other week, and a lot of expats there, and Thais as well. So, it's interesting that way as well. Now, what would I do initially? I would say do obviously your research. Watch your videos on Thailand to become familiar. There's 3 things that I saw. I'm going to give you tips as to what I watch and follow, is Thai PBS World. And that gives you an overview with news on what's happening in Thailand. So you can get a local flavor. Some of us, and it kind of shocked me when I found this, it's the Bangkok Post. And that's like our old newspapers. It's published daily, and it's in English. And it's like 30 baht, so it's, under $1. And so if you want to get caught up on local as well as world news, the Bangkok Post is great. And then a third thing, mekongmemo.com. And this guy publishes a weekly newsletter, and he just doesn't do it on Thailand, but it's on Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and areas that you might say, hey, I'm interested in maybe coming to Thailand, but during the 3 to 6 months I'm away from my home country, I might want to travel a bit. So it gives you pretty well up-to-date news on what's happening and going on in Southeast Asia area. So that would be useful. When you're deciding on coming, what I would recommend is look at a 1 week in a hotel, because you'll get boots on the ground unless you actually find, the right condo, and then book for your 3 to 6 month. You might want to look at a 1 week in a hotel, get your feet wet, especially if you're thinking, hey, I want to take in Bangkok for a week and then come to maybe Jomtien or Pattaya or, one of the surrounding areas. That might be the thing to do. You can find those on hotels.com, lots of websites. You can check on that. My good buddy had a bad experience with Agoda, so I'd watch out for that. That one I wouldn't recommend. But bottom line, just email Cooper and Darlene, because if you're thinking of this area, because they've got terrific access to resources on, what units would be available if you're thinking of even our complex. Our complex is great because we've got a great community, expats, and lots to do. There's, meet and greets, and if you haven't joined the Facebook page yet, Coopersthaiadventure, definitely sign up on that. We're pushing towards 800 members, and it's a great interaction with any question is allowed, basically, and you'll get answers. Lots of comments, lots of answers, all positive, which is good. It's not the negative sites that you see out there, because it's a members only. So everybody's who joins that's in for the same reason. So anyways, just to recap, so you're a snowbird, whether it's northern states or Canada, you're looking at 3 to 6 months a year only to start. Coming to Thailand, you're going to get everything you could probably get in the southern climates, in the, Florida, Texas, Arizona, wherever you would spend time. You can get it here in Thailand at a much more affordable price. And lastly, why not step out of your comfort zone and try something like that? Be a little adventuresome. You never know. You might just fall in love like, the couple from PEI did. Their actually plan is to go back home, sell everything, and come back here next summer. So, or, probably closer to the fall. It is high season, so, you'll pay a little more than during low season, but, it's worth it for a great lifestyle, guys. So definitely look at doing that. In closing, it wouldn't be Money Matters segment without mentioning Bitcoin. So Bitcoin closed yesterday at 44,180. A month ago, so 30 days, guys, it was 35,633. So the increase in 1 month is 24%. That's pretty good return. For those of you who aren't familiar, check out the videos. A great one, Tucker Carlson, Michael Saylor. Do your research on it. In my opinion, it's a good way to protect your value, your investment going forward. The ETFs are coming shortly, probably within 3 weeks. And that'll open it up to the average consumer, the investment advisors, companies. They'll all be able to access through these spot ETFs. And there's never a bad time to get into Bitcoin, in my opinion, because of the limited supply. So, crypto winter's over. The FOMO is beginning. So, do what the big boys are doing and get in on it. Without further ado, have a great day, and thanks for watching. Tell your friends, hit the like and subscribe, and join the Facebook group if you haven't already. Thanks, guys.